Don't let this be another year where you set goals, you finally go to the gym, you feel motivated for a couple of weeks, maybe even a couple of months. And then before you know it, life gets in the way and those New Year goals you had, they're out the window. In this video, I'm going to share the realistic blueprint on ways you can have literally the best year of your entire life. Physically, mentally, emotionally. If you're new here, I'm Essie. I make videos about wellness, healthy habits, and becoming your best self. And if you've been here for a while, you already know that I'm not about extreme resets or unrealistic transformations and routines. The fact that you clicked on this video already tells me that you do not want 2026 to be a repeat of any bad habits or old cycles that you have. So let's get into it. Let's talk about setting goals, because this is where people usually go wrong. Vision boards, they're cute, they're aesthetic. I love a Pinterest and vision board just as much as anyone else, but we're also big girls here. And starting the year successfully isn't just about cute picture cutouts and romanticizing the idea of change. I found that writing down my top 3 goals that actually matter and being very, very honest with myself about what has stopped me from achieving these goals before is so much better than just having a visual vision board. Because if you're anything like me, or like most people, we've all been guilty of setting hundreds and hundreds of goals for ourselves. At the start of the year, we're feeling motivated, we're feeling excited, and suddenly we've got a list of a million different things that we want to change about our life. And before January is even over, we're feeling overwhelmed and we're feeling defeated and we're feeling a bit behind as well. So this year, I really want you to just simplify. Instead of setting 101 goals for yourself, just focus on your top 3. 3 areas that would genuinely move your life forward if you made progress in them. Not everything needs to be fixed at once. Once you've written down your top 3 goals, I don't just want you to write down what the goals are. Try and ask yourself, why haven't I achieved this yet? What's been in my way before? Is it confidence? Is there a lack of resources? Is it a lack of knowledge? Or is it that the goal was not designed to fit your life in that season? And once you're honest about the hurdles, you can actually start to do something about it. For example, if it is confidence, maybe the goal for now isn't just the end result. It's building self-confidence to help you actually achieve your goals to begin with. If it's a lack of knowledge, then maybe you could work on ways to improve this, like reading books. I really like to listen to audiobooks lately, and try and consume content that actually helps you to learn and grow in these areas, because a goal without an action is literally just a wish. And a timeline that doesn't suit your everyday is also just going to set you up to feel defeated. So set goals that work for you. Don't set goals because you saw a goal on TikTok and you liked it. That's how goals stop feeling overwhelming and start turning into realistic results. So choose goals that fit your current season, but they still stretch you enough to grow. Because listen, you can't grow from places of comfort. Growth usually comes from moments that feel uncomfortable and sometimes humbling. Last year started very different for me than how it ended up ending. I didn't start the year feeling physically amazing. I had moments where my confidence was so low, and even with my wedding coming up that same summer, there were days where I felt so overwhelmed. Yeah, there were definitely a lot of humbling moments. But instead of letting that feeling take over me, I set goals that actually mattered to me, and I tried my best to stay committed to them. I stayed consistent with working out even though motivation, it wasn't always there. I kept showing up on YouTube even when the growth felt so slow, and I made an effort to put myself out there socially and feel less lonely even when it felt uncomfortable. Over time, those small decisions completely changed how my year went. I felt stronger physically, I was so much more disciplined, felt less lonely, and I felt so much more confident within myself. And I'm saying this because it didn't happen overnight. It happened because I chose goals that I could realistically stick to, and I kept choosing consistency over comfort. Say it with me, choose consistency over comfort. So if you're coming into this year feeling like 2025 took you out and forced you to go through some things, I am such a strong believer that sometimes you need to go through these life humbling experiences to come out on the other side even better, more confident, more wise, stronger. So try your best to not look at it badly and use that feeling as motivation to make 2026 better than 2025. Okay, so now that you've got your top 3 goals written down, and you should now be clear on what exactly has been holding you back and how you're going to work through these hurdles, this is when a vision board actually becomes useful. I hate to break it to you, vision boards on their own don't always create change, but when they're built on clear goals and intentional, they can actually become quite powerful. For For me, I genuinely just love having things laid out visually. I just thrive off of being organized and having structure and being able to visually see what it is that I'm working towards. Even a digital visual board you can create on Canva is also good for this too. So a vision board shouldn't be just about manifestation and just waiting for things to magically happen for you. No, you need to create a visual reminder of the direction that you are moving in and the place that you want to be in. When you see your goals every single day, they stay at the front of your mind and they influence your decisions, your habits, and how you choose to show up for yourself. So instead of adding every single thing that you want in your life, I want you to organize your vision board mainly based around your top 3 goals. The key is to not overwhelm yourself, because if you are like me, you'll be writing hundreds of goals, you'll be there for hours and hours and hours, and then you'll be feeling overwhelmed, you'll be procrastinating, and nothing will happen. I prefer to break it into simple categories, whether that's health, career, relationships, mindset, whatever it is that makes sense for you. I then put a few actions within each category that will help me to achieve my goals. So for example, under physical health, it could be working out a couple of times a week. It could be getting my 8 to 10K steps in. It could be cooking more healthy meals. Under social media, obviously my goal is to continue to grow my channel and to reach more of you guys. So obviously if you're not subscribed, now is your time to hit the subscribe button. Whatever your goals are, just keep it clean and keep it focused. It doesn't need to be the most aesthetic board possible, but make it cute, make it fun, make it something that you enjoy looking at every single day. Because when your vision board is clear, it's fun, staying consistent becomes so much easier because you know what exactly your goals are. You know the hurdles that you need to overcome to get there and the tools you need to make it happen. Something that has helped me massively over the years is breaking down my year into quarters. Instead of setting goals once in January and just hoping for the best, I check in with myself every couple of months. What exactly is working? What's not working? Am I closer to my goals? Am I further away? Do I need to adjust my plan to make it less serious? Technically it is serious because we are talking about bettering your life and evolving here, but you know what I mean. To make it less daunting when you have these check-ins with yourself, I prefer to go over this with a friend or my husband, someone who has my best interests at heart. These check-ins aren't about being hard on yourself. It is literally about awareness, and it helps you to keep on track to make sure that you are going in the right direction. Because if you don't give yourself time to just pause and just reflect, it is so easy to just drift and forget about all of the goals that you set in January. Something people underestimate is the power of support. Trying to do everything on your own, it sounds strong, but it is not always sustainable. For me, I have my husband to help keep me on track, because one minute I'm crying to him saying I want to lose weight, and the next minute I'm eating a cheeseburger, I'm having a Diet Coke, I'm ordering desserts a couple of nights a week. So sometimes you really do need someone to help keep you accountable. Having someone who pushes you, not in a harsh way, but someone who pushes you in a way that reminds you of your standards, reminds you of the goals that you have set for yourself when you're tempted to fall back into your old ways. So if you can, find one person who you can check in with here and there and help keep you accountable to the promises that you have made for yourself. I promise you, it makes all the difference. Now, there's another part of starting the year successfully that people don't always want to talk about, and that is removing yourself from people, from situations, and bad habits that don't actually help to make you a better person. That could be a toxic friend, a toxic partner, a toxic job, anyone who consistently drains you, makes you doubt yourself, leaves you feeling worse and less confident after being around them. They don't need to be here in 2026, okay? And I know this one, it could be a hard one. I myself have spent years holding on to people and situations that just did not serve me. If anything, being around them made me feel smaller, it made me feel more anxious, not because they were bad people. Actually, I lied. No, they were bad people. But because they weren't aligned with the person that I was becoming. For me personally, in some situations, I found it helpful to not let go of everything at once. Sometimes just create a distance instead of forcing complete closeness, or even learning to say no more and stop being a people pleaser. And it's not even always about people. It can be jobs, environments, bad habits that without you even sometimes realizing have been keeping you stuck in the same cycle. And I get that leaving those things can be scary, and trust me, I know firsthand that the familiar is comfortable, even when it's not good for you. But I can tell you this, removing yourself from things and removing yourself from people who don't serve you is one of the most powerful things you can do for your growth. Every single time I have chosen to step away from something or someone that wasn't making me better, I ended up creating space for healthier things to just come in and take its place. Even having a peaceful space is really important. At the end of 2025, I literally cleaned my whole entire house from top to bottom. I went through clothes, mess that I had been ignoring, the wardrobe, bags of random stuff. There's something so powerful about starting a new year with a clean space, clean mind, clean clothes, clean environment. It just clears your mind way more than you actually realize. So don't let this be another year of repeating old cycles. You don't have to carry every single thing and every single person into 2026. So try your best to just leave behind what no longer serves you. Honestly, sometimes you just need to forgive, let go, and let God wipe your hands, let it go far into the abyss. This is probably one of the most important things you can do this year. Stop relying on your mood. Motivation is emotional. Motivation is fleeting, especially as a woman. For me anyway, my emotions, they'll be changing quicker than the weather. If you only show up when you feel like it, consistency is always going to feel so impossible. You're not always going to wake up and feel motivated, and that is just a fact. Some days you're going to feel tired, some days you just can't be asked, and you know what? That is completely normal. But the difference between people who stay consistent and people who don't, it's not motivation, it's discipline. And I know that you girls know this already. So create systems that work for you on the days you don't feel like showing up for yourself. If we are being completely honest, you're disciplined enough to go to school, you're disciplined enough to go to work, even when you're tired and you don't feel like it. So you are capable of discipline. It's just about applying that same discipline to your own goals instead of just always applying it to other people's goals. One thing that helps me massively is making habits smaller than they need to be. Not every day needs to be crazy productive. You don't need to have an insane, crazy routine that is filled with productivity. Showing up for yourself for even just 10 minutes is still showing up. Another thing that helps me a lot, planning in advance. I try my best to plan my workouts, my meals, my routine, the food that I'm going to be eating, because if I don't, I will be clueless and I'll be spending so much time procrastinating. I'll be doom scrolling on my phone and nothing will get done. Trust me, doing it that way, it is so much easier to just fall off. But when the decision is already made, you are so much less likely to talk yourself out of it. Discipline is choosing the version of you that you said you wanted to become. Even on the days it would be so much easier to just stay in bed, Netflix and chill, and not do anything. Before we finish, I want to talk about something that changed everything for me. The way that I speak to myself. I used to be so negative about myself if I made a mistake. I'm so stupid. Why am I like this? How could I let this happen? Honestly, it happened so much that I actually barely noticed I was speaking to myself in that way. But then I thought, wait, I would never speak to someone that I care about like that. So why am I speaking to myself like that? You wouldn't tell your best friend that she's useless after she messes up, that they're stupid because they just made a small mistake. So why do we think it's okay to speak to ourselves like that? There is even research showing that the way people speak to children, for example, affects whether they stick with challenges or they choose to give up. Praise that encourages effort and persistence is scientifically proven to boost motivation, where negative criticism can actually have the opposite effect. And I believe that that is the same for adults as well. So now when I slip up, I don't immediately start to tear myself down or rip myself apart. I try to talk to myself the same way I would talk to my husband, someone I care about. I speak to myself with more patience, with more understanding, with more encouragement. It doesn't mean that you're not going to give yourself constructive criticism, because that is important, just as long as it is actually constructive. When you constantly tell yourself that you're incapable, you're never going to be able to achieve these things, you're actually training your brain to believe those negative thoughts. But when you speak to yourself like someone you believe in, your actions start to follow that belief. So sometimes you just need to have that Kanye confidence, the unapologetic belief that you are capable, because you are capable. And secondly, words are so powerful. I read a quote and it went something along the lines of, we have to live in our head all of the time, so try and make sure it's a nice place to be. And honestly, it's so true. I could not agree with that more. We really are with ourselves all the time. You deal with conscious thoughts that come in and out of your mind all day, every day. You might as well make it a nice place to live. If I can literally go from having years of feeling low and doubting myself, struggling to stay consistent, to having literally some of the best years of my entire life, I promise you it is so possible for you to do it too. So remember, you don't need to set hundreds of goals and change everything about your life all at once. Just choose a few things that generally move your life forward and commit to showing up to those goals consistently. Don't forget to write your 2026 goals in the comments down below, whether it's 1 goal, 2 goals, 3 goals. Let's support each other and hold each other accountable. And if you want to continue this journey with me, learn to create healthy habits and have a realistic wellness routine, make sure you subscribe. And if you want to follow me on Insta, you can follow me right here. I hope you found this video helpful, and I will see you girls in the next one. Bye.